Hello and welcome guys to the 6th round of the group stages for the MPGL Mineski Pro Gaming League finals of the 2014 edition. Insidious Idol versus Awake coming out here, a best of 1 series. It should be a great one. We have been rolling for 10 hours now already. Hopefully we can come to an end soon enough. But now, looking at the bans, Awake, they themselves banning out the Meepo, so what's up with that? I think Execration was... when they played against Insidious Idol, they also banned out the Meepo. And the Wake themselves definitely a team that has ran the Meepo before. So, I don't know. We'll see how it's gonna work out. But, Insidious Idol, they started with a Razor ban, so a standard one. What will the second one be though? Is it the Brewmaster? Yes, it is. So, Brewmaster banned in the Wake. Will they take this opportunity to get their hands on a Tidehunter? Or do they go for something else entirely? I mean, I would be completely on board with like anything, but maybe they're going to surprise us. Maybe it's going to be just standard like Skyref, Tide, something along those lines. Ogre Magi, maybe even. Well, we'll see. We will see. God damn, we have 2 games. I think the 2 games is going to be absolutely maximum what we can do. But to be honest, it's nice. We've already done 6 games on this channel. 2 more to go. Doesn't sound like a hell of a lot, but no, Insidious Idol, please, no! Let it not be so. Let it not be. Oh god. Oh my freaking god, no. Why did we have to have a Naga Siren game? Insidious Idol, do you hate fun? Do you hate action-packed games? Why would you pick up a Naga? Oh wow. Well, we'll see how it works out. Second pick was the Elder Titan for the Insidious Idol. So Awake, they pick up a Faceless Void. Definitely a good hero in attempting to deal with the Naga Siren, of course. Especially if you go for like Maelstrom into Mjolnir. With the Mask of Madness, you are most likely going to get enough of the lightning procs to get rid of the illusions of Naga Siren rather easily. Unless they are like super stacked. Like Heart of Tarrasque, Mantle plus something else stacked. So Faceless Void definitely not a bad hero to have against Naga Siren. It does combo up reasonably well with the Bloodlust of the Ogre also. Just because extra attack speed for Faceless Void means more lockdown, more time locks, more bashes. So it's not a bad hero to have for sure. And against Naga Siren, once you catch her in the chrono, a rather easy target to follow up on. I totally expect Insidious Idol to ban out maybe a Skyref Mage. Although something like a Witch Doctor, Ancient Apparition wouldn't be bad either. So Awake, they kind of have to go for the more aggressive route, or really just take heroes that will guaranteed win the late game even against the Naga Siren. Of course that's a risk in itself. But now looking at the next bans, Awake first banning out the Chikiro is somewhat of an annoying hero against Faceless Void, but not only that, it's just a strong hero. Liquid Fire is so hard to deal with, just you lose your towers. There's almost no way about it. So, oh yeah, that Chet guy, he plays Meepo. Okay, thanks Noob Laughter from chat. Chet, supposedly, I think like number 1 or number 2 Southeast Asian MMR or something, right? I'm not entirely familiar with that, but that's probably the case. Now though, last set of bans. Viper banned out by Awake. They of course took out the Chikiro first. Insidious Idol though, starting with a Tidehunter ban. And what is the next one going to be? With Insidious Idol now. Just a second guys. I think I have to take a little bit of water. Okay, feeling much better. Much better. But Batrider was banned by Insidious Idol. Okay, I say much better, but my throat is still... Oh god. And Moobot is lying. I've been solo for a couple of games now already. Okay, back to the game. Centaur picked up by Insidious Idol. Definitely a strong hero to have, whereas Awake, can't say it's overly surprising that they did go for the Skyref Mage. Just Chronosphere into Mystic Flare, such a strong combination. Of course, their supports as roamers are also pretty potent, Skyref and Ogre. Now though, Vengeful Spirit will be the pick for Insidious Idol. additional minus armor, so not only are they going to be able to reduce the base armor to 0 from the Elder Titan or by the Elder Titan with the natural order being maxed out, they will have additional minus armor from both the Riptide as well as that Vengeance, not Vengeance Aura, the Wave of Terror. Now though, Awake. What's their fourth one going to be? What the hell would they even just like to pick up? Huh. They need cores. Invoker wouldn't be a bad one to run if you're running a Faceless Void. Just Expert Invoker. Not only do you have a lot of damage to input into the Chronosphere with like Chaos Meteor and everything else, you could also just get Forge Spirits. Go for that standard item build of Midas into Necrobook. So that would give them just enough pressure maybe to kind of end the game before the Naga Siren becomes a huge threat. Or if not, they can try to go for like really hardcore carries themselves. I still think Invoker would be like one of the better choices. Ember Spirit could be one as well if they wanted to. And that is exactly what they go for. Thank God they got that name out before it got picked. Otherwise, it would have looked like an ass. I bet that if I had said like, after the Ember Spirit, if I had pointed out like, I thought about that hero, I wanted to say that may be Ember Spirit. All you guys would be like, hell no! No you didn't! You can't think, you're a retard. So, in any case, concentrating back on the game. Checking out or trying to somehow figure out who is casting what or what's exactly happening, because the games are being played out of order for some weird reason, and I'm gonna actually remedy that for one certain game, which is going to be casted by the lovely Grandis V on HeflaTV 1. It's going to be Arcanis versus Click and Search, so swapping that around with Team Malaysia. Okay, so 16. This is starting at 16 and the other game is starting at 17 instead. Good stuff, guys, good stuff. Okay, 18 not 19. Really sorry guys, it's really unprofessional for me to just deal with other stuff at the same time, but it's hard when the schedule just goes wonky. You don't even really know what to expect, like what's happening at certain times. It's just random stuff happening. And you cannot, or I cannot follow that all too well. So okay, I think everything should be more or less set now. Okay, I let Grandis know as well. Okay, guys, now hopefully everything is fine. One can hope at least. One can hope. Or didn't I change that? I'm pretty sure I changed it. Come on, guys, don't be messing with me. Wait a second. What's happening? I don't know. I messed up something. I messed up something real good. Okay, now it's fine, guys. Okay, can go back to the game. Back to the freaking game. If you want to see the bracket, the group stages, you can see it from there. I linked it in the chat as well, so you're gonna hear me link it to you like 2.5 minutes later, but that's fine. Last set of bans though were from Awake, Mirana taken out, whereas a Puck banned out by Insidious Idol themselves. So what's going to be the last pick? Insidious Idol, they most likely want themselves a core for the safe lane or in the mid lane if they want to run the Naga Siren safe lane instead. Just to kind of try to have guaranteed farm on him. So they could go for something like a... I'm just throwing random people out. Gyrocopter, Slark could still be one as well to try to aggress enough early on. Or if they really want to take it to the later stages, they could even go for something like a Medusa safe lane. With that mana shield, you're one of the heroes that might be able to survive just Faceless Void combinations. But in Serious Idol, they went for an Enigma as the last one. Is it like a mid lane Enigma? Are they running some form of dual lanes with this, like Enigma +1 off lane? Centaur safe lane farm? What are they doing with this? I have no idea how they're gonna lay this, but they have a couple of options, so I guess being able to just flex things around, having the versatility to you, it might be exactly what you need in that case. But we'll see Awake, how will they respond, what will their own last pick be? Almost positively it's going to be a core hero, and it's going to be a Tinker. Oh god, this game, oh, I don't even want to think about how late this game will be, please. Dear, just baby Jesus, dear Mary, Joseph, I don't know, have mercy on my soul. Okay, yeah. So Naga versus Tinker, it's going to be fun times ahead, guys, fun times ahead. That is all I can say. So I'm expecting a... Okay, I'm not gonna go over an hour, I'll say 50 minutes. This game is gonna last 50 minutes. It of course, with the lineups that we are looking at, it has the potential to go way longer and just farther deep into the night. And it actually hurts them. I'm not too sure how fresh the players themselves are. I mean, it started rather early. Or well, it started at afternoon 13 SGT, but by now it's already 23. So I guess it's not that bad. I mean, 23 SGT, it's acceptable. Dream League has lasted longer for when they played like the phase 2, whatever they played in the studio instead of DreamHack itself. But now, guys, to introduce the lineups for the side of Awake, for the team coming from Thailand, Toy will be playing the Tinker, leaving Xen on the Ogre, with TNT on the Ember Spirit, King A on the Skyraf, and I completely missed one. Who did I miss? Oh god, Solotic, he was lagging behind, but he's playing the Faceless Void. But for Insidious title, Yomo Kompaku playing the Vengeful Spirit, leaving Ysera on the Center Warrunner, with Chet on the Naga Siren, and we might get some early action if Ysera gets stunned. He was on the high ground in a nice position, but oh no, Xen! He skilled up the Fire Blast, but they got away just far enough. But Chagasaurus will be playing the Enigma, leaving Rin, the last one, on the offlane Elder Titan by the looks of it. So they will be running a Centaur safe lane farm, with Chet taking up the Naga Siren, the difficult role of the Naga Siren. Naga Siren, man, why? He even started with a Quelling Blade, so not going for like a super rushed bottle, but Quelling Blade might be what you need if you're up against a Tinker, I guess. Yes, Toy will be playing the mid lane Tinker. Unfortunately, these days you cannot really farm up Ancients anymore with the March of the Machines. But if the supports stack up the jungle for you, you can still get just a good headway within that just boots travel timing, and afterwards blink, soul ring, whatever to follow. It really depends on what item build you want to go for before the boots. Some Tinkers prefer to just rush boots and then go for the regeneration. Some Tinkers are like bottle, soul ring, and then pick up the boots of travels instead. But now, Toy 2. Is he gonna be in some trouble? Never mind. King A, he's gonna come in and help him instead. So they want to not only shut down the Naga, they want to guarantee Tinker the farm. It is a reasonable choice, of course. With that, running a double melee dual lane. Elder Titan probably gonna have a reasonable time here, although once they get a bit more levels for both the Ogre as well as the Ember Spirit, Searing Change into Flame Guard Burn, into just Ignite and Fire Blast, they might still be able to kill off the Elder Titan, to be honest. Top lane though, Solotic, gonna be trying to go up against Ysera. It's going to be semi-successful until the supports of his Insidious side rotate in. Just a second, guys. I'm gonna check what Join Dota does, even if I can fix it. It's really hard to fix it if I'm solo casting, but I am gonna try my best. Oh, I guess power play versus Insidious idol must have already ended with a score that I do not know. Gonna update in a second, guys, but it is starting now. It should show on Join Dota as well. It probably should, because the start time was 16 CET, which was about 3 minutes ago. About 5.5 from the time you hear me say it. So, yes. Yes, it has ended, and I was almost positive. Never mind. Too many games for me to just keep results on. And I just hope I'm not gonna miss first blood, because doing stuff might make me miss it. And if I do, don't mind me. Shit happens, guys. Shit happens. Especially if things are delayed. But now Rin, he picks up the double damage rune before he gets stunned. So he's gonna be just fine. Top lane though, Solotic. He goes down! I caught it, guys. I caught it. just the tail end of it though. Almost missed it, not quite. So that's just hoof thump double H. Of course, magic missile used as well. So Logic, he may be tanky, but no points to backtrack at the moment. And poor man shield, although it's nice against right clicks, double H still just does the majority of the damage anyway. Now Rin got the Echo Stomp, stopped Xen from really getting a Ignite or Fire Blast off in time. With the three of them though, should be easy kill, especially with an Ancient Seal, which is not even skilled by King AE at the moment. But once he gets that, things will get a little bit easier for them. Solitic, of course, already back to the top lane as well, so at least he's getting levels. 9 last hits as well, compared to the 10 of Centaur, so not a huge difference. And since Yomo was the one to pick up First Blood instead of the Centaur, it's not all horrible for Awake. King A though has started with the Arcane Bolt harassment against Rin, but Rin rather tanky on the Elder Titan, has some tangos as well to eat still, so he's most likely gonna be just fine. Okay, so now it should be updated. As Yomo, he has boots, maybe trying to roam around. Oh god, as I look away. I have to focus, but I had to do one more thing, one more. Because otherwise things suck. Never mind, all is fine. Okay, back to the game we go. And well, TNT, he was the one picking up the kills, so getting some extra golden Ember Spirit definitely gonna be nice. That's gonna be his face boots if he wants to finish them off. Although Rin putting on a lot of hurt with just those anvil right clicks. Even forces out the Searing Exchange, the last of TNT's man. Oh, the Astral Spirit, 40 HP remaining. Had Rin gotten one more right click, that would have been it. Echo Stomp will not land either. But that came pretty damn close. And that's just the power of an Elder Titan. He's level 4 and he just does so much damage. Haste Ogre Mage gonna come in. Don't think he can get a solo kill though. Don't think he'll even try. Although without the Astral Spirit buff, Rin not quite as annoying to deal with as otherwise. Solotic though is in some trouble, never mind. Gonna back off in time, the Magic Missile still catches him. He needs to get the time walk off and he does get it as well. So he's gonna be safe. Ember Spirit in the meantime finishes up the power threads, has a TP scroll as well. Just gonna come back to the bottom lane. In the meantime, Ogre was enjoying some farm for himself. And although Rin, he was pretty abusive before, he is running low on mana, so he cannot do so for the longest time anymore. Top lane, Isera up to 1.3k gold, not even going for Tranquils or anything, looks to be just a straight off Blink Dagger Rush. And they just want to create the spaces. Rin, he's gonna go down bottom lane. So that's kind of an easy kill, probably Concussive Shot into Fire Blast, into Ignite. Maybe the sequencing was different, but definitely plenty of damage to bring down an Elder Titan who wasn't even full HP to begin with. Top lane, even Chegasaurus gonna make his way in, only level 4, so not having the best of time farming. Of course early on I do believe some camps got blocked as well. But yeah, Oni has a Soul Ring. Soul Ring though might be enough if you want to push. Solotic has to be careful, if he gets stunned once, that might be the end of him. There's the Malphite into Magic Missile, Hooftomp needs to follow as well, it's gonna be perfectly in time. Double Edge, a few more right clicks, they get the kill, even the Midnight Pulse laying on the ground by Chegasaurus. And with that kill, he got level 3 into Demonic Conversions. So might even get the tower. King A, will he be enough to just divert the creep wave or just slow down the push? Looks like he even might. There wasn't a siege creep or anything, but the Eidolons do replicate now. Do duplicate, replicate, whatever. Propagate, I have no idea. Too many words for me. So they're still putting on some damage on the tower, so that's all that matters for them so far. Bottom lane though, Rin might be in trouble. TNT gonna go in with Xen as well. The Echo Stomp being channeled, but the Fire Blast comes out before, cancels the Echo Stomp. Now the Stampede used to try to get him to safety, but the Searing Chains hold him in place anyway. So that's a kill. Looking at the other lanes though, mid lane, for example, Toy, he is 34 and 10 compared to a 27 and 1, so he does have the advantage in the mid lane. He's up to 1k gold as well, already has the bottle. Probably going for that boost of travels and then after that go for Soul Ring. Especially these days that Soul Ring goes into Bloodstone, it's even a better item on Tinker, although then again, you would want to have a Soul Ring on you rather than it being in a Bloodstone in some cases. I guess you can go like Bloodstone and then go for an additional Soul Ring, but that's just a little bit weird. But yeah, we'll see how Toy will just go around with his item build on the Tinker. At the moment, definitely priority is just getting the boost of travels and start assisting the other lanes as well. Bottom lane Rin, although he got off to a pretty decent start, struggling somewhat now. Top lane, they're gonna jump in Chronosphere, gonna come out onto Yomo. Easy Vengeful Spirit kill, at least in theory it should be. He's still alive though, gets the Magic Missile, Isera, gonna get the Hoofdom to follow as well. Double H, not gonna attempt it at the moment, needed a little bit more. If he had the Stampede damage, it probably would have been enough for level 4 Double H, he maybe would have attempted it. But it's a nice kill nonetheless. Of course, Faceless Void doesn't have the power threads for extra attack speed, doesn't have the Mask of Madness either. So it makes it a little bit harder for him to just find that farm. And look at this, even the Ancients, or Ancients still rather banned. Not banned, what am I saying? Blocked. It's been too long of a day, too freaking long. And, well, there's gonna be at least one more game, or not, I say at least, but there's gonna be one more game after this casted by this channel. Not more, not less. But there's a stun onto Isera, maybe less, but definitely not more. But Isera got stunned before the Hoofdom came out. Chegosaurus, nice attempt. Has the black hole ready. He's going for a mech now as well. Only missing about 800 gold for it. So it needs just a recipe and that's it. Middle no Jet. Still farming up. Has the haste run, so he's going to be safe from any attempts to his life. Or at least he should be. Tinker going into the jungle in the meantime. There has been some stacking, although I guess just one camp being stacked isn't all that massive. But Tinker waiting for the Martian machines to come off cooldown. And with this March, when he gets all those free camps, he's gonna have his booster travels as well. So it makes life a lot easier. Plus, you can just free up the mid lane for somebody else to farm out top lane. The Stampede comes out, Malphite into Magic Missile, into Hoofstomp, and it's gonna be an easy kill. Xen throws out a Fire Blast, but it doesn't do nearly enough. That gank was just really well coordinated. Blink Tanker also picked up on Isera now on the Centaur. He's just gonna back off all the way home, regen up, and then just start looking for something. The Blink definitely a huge pickup for them, but so are the boots of travels. So both teams getting key item pickups. Looking at the net worth though, Ember Spirit is number 1. 2, 0, and 1 of course, in just kills as well. Plus last hit wise, not number 1, but doing reasonably, 50 and 10. This Naga Siren though is still somewhat of a worry if you're awake. I mean, he has boots, Ring of Aquila, a bottle which is growing. But that means that he's already up to 1.6k gold. And if he can continue at this rate without getting interrupted, he's gonna get an extremely fast Sacred Relic, which will of course also usually translate into a really fast Radiance. But now Toy, he's TP to top lane, the tower, will it get denied? Yes it will, Void gets the deny. So that's nice for them. Tinker just kind of came in to make sure that Insidious won't stay around for the last hit. So 10 minutes in, we have only 7 kills. Can't say it's the most action-packed, but with the heroes that we have, I guess it's to be expected. Top lane though, Solotic might be in trouble. Blink Hoofdom will land. They need to follow up. Magic Missile will be there. Malphite as well. Midnight Pulse. He gets the time walk away though. Malphite, will it be enough? With the Wave of Terror getting the kill, it's going to be enough. Almost got away. But almost does not count for nothing. Doesn't count for nothing. In the mid lane, Jet just watches what Awake attempts to do. Pops the glyph as well, just as they try to go for the right clicks. So Jet up to 2k gold already. None too shabby at all. He is number 1 in net worth. Or rather, well, I guess they're kind of tying with that Ember Spirit. But maybe now, TNT might be in some trouble if he gets jumped. There's the Stampede. They even have the black hole. They're gonna pop it. They want to ensure the kill. Magic Missile was used as well. Ember Spirit, he goes down. He was the highest farmer on Awake's side. Scarf Mage in the meantime, they get the kill on Elder Titan, so it's a 1-for-1. Of course, still a better trade for Insidious because they got the higher priority hero. But then again, they used the Stampede as well as the black hole for it. So now with the black hole on cooldown, maybe Awake might feel a little bit safer in just trying to go for some aggression of their own. They do have the Chronosphere. They have a Soul Ring on the Tinker now as well. Level 3 heat-seeking missiles. The damage does start building up on him. But then again, Mech done on the Enigma at the same time. Drums finished on the Ember Spirit. Urn of Shadows on the Vengeful Spirit. So many just items all of a sudden for everybody. No massive items like huge ticket items. But Mech I think is one of the most impactful ones out of the items picked up in the previous minute or so. But there is a smoke coming out. They want to help Rin on the bottom lane. should in theory be easy kills with Viscera just setting things up. And if they get Solotic again, it's gonna be a huge kill. I mean, he already has 4 deaths to his name on the Faceless Void. Oh god. Let it not be 5. Although they can just rotate in for something else. I mean, they are there with 3 men. Oh god, Tinker! It's even worse for the Tinker to die. The Monster Machines will do some counter damage as well, but that's just almost nothing. So yeah, I think I might have preferred the Faceless Void to die. But at least he has the Chrono still, but he wants to come in, maybe even go for a blind blink. They have the Stampede, if they really want to. And there's the Hoofstomp, blink not the Hoofstomp, the Echo Stomp, blink Hoofstomp was there to follow Solotic. Gonna time walk straight into Shagasaurus. The Malphite will be waiting. There's the Midnight Pulse as well. Nice Fire Blast with the multicast by Xen, but they lose 2 heroes. They're probably gonna lose the tier 1 as well. Insidious Idol, if they just keep on grouping up. Oh, never mind. Ember Spirit is gonna come back. Searing Chains onto Rain. Going for a straight TP out after that. Toy can't do anything about it. Heat-seeking missiles. Gonna follow Shagasaurus as well, but he gets Fire Blasted. No TP out. Ignite to slow him down. Solotic time walks in as well. No Chronosphere needed. Toy picks up the kill on the Tinker with the heat-seeking missiles. So they get 1 in return. They defend the tower as well. Not quite in the deny range, so that will not be available to them. But pretty nice nonetheless. And now, will they really attempt this push? They still have the Chronosphere. Ember Spirit gonna go in deep. Gonna go forward, and that's the kill with the multicast. Now Toy comes in with the booster travels. Yomo probably gonna lose his life. Maybe Solotic as well. Time walks into the trees. Wave of Terror not directed towards the Faceless Void. So yet another kill for them. Yet another 2 kills even plus. If they get this tier 1 as well, suddenly everything will be turned around. But in the meantime, chat, look at this. 3.4k gold already on the Naga Siren. So he's gonna have his Sacred Relic pile 15 minutes in. Unless Awake just find him and stop him now. But I wouldn't really count on it if I was a fan of Awake. So Naga Siren looks to be heading towards a pretty reasonably timed Radiance. And although Ember Spirit as well as the Tinker have reasonable farm as well, they aren't quite yet ready to deal with a Naga, I think. Of course, Naga isn't that scary when he only has the Radiance, but there's a Freeman Smoke. This might be the most perfect timing they can go for. Never mind, Sacred Relic just got picked up. But Solotic, he goes in, Chronosphere, it's gonna be popped as well. Will the Mystic Flare follow? Oh yes it will. They need to kill off the illusions for it to do more damage. They get the kill. No courier snipe though. Unfortunately, there's the Blink Hooftop as well. They want to turn it around. Stampede comes out. Do they have the Black Hole? Oh yes they do. Double Black Hole, almost a triple, but not enough mana for the Ancient Seal. Heat-seeking missiles comes through. They want to go for more. Multicast brings him down. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. They get Shagasaurus as well. So this, although the Sacred Relic was picked up before this gank, it's still hugely successful. Just magnificent stuff coming out. Oh wow. In Insidious Idol, they got a little bit over eager with having the Black Hole there, just because, I mean, Centaur, he had already used all of his load. Hoofstomp, Double H, even Stampede was on cooldown. So there was realistically no follow-up to the Black Hole. They needed the Midnight Pulse to be there, which maybe even it was, I'm not even too sure at this point. But even so, just not enough. Scar of Mage didn't have enough mana for any spells, yet they still got the kills there. So really nicely done. That's gonna be the first part, first component of that Battle Fury, the Claymore done for TNT. He's probably gonna have it by like 20 minutes in as well, unless interrupted. But shit, only 700 gold shy of that Radiance recipe. That is still the biggest thing for Insidious Idol to come out after the Blink Dagger on Centaur. But they want to go for something. Heat-seeking missiles are pretty damn annoying to deal with. Ysera, yes, he can blink dodge them every now and then, but the other heroes just don't have that luxury for themselves. So Monster Machines is down, 1 layer of it at least. TNT wanted to go for the room, but Chad snatched the double damage for himself. This double damage would have been just beneficial for the Ember Spirit for sure. My god, those sounds that Dota makes when somebody activates a rune or something, sometimes, they are... I do not approve. I do not approve. Shagasaurus now though. Cannot mess with Mad Golems, man. Stampede comes out mid lane. They want to escape Ysera. Nice swap out as well by Yomo. Both of them stay alive. Ember Spirit now. Flame Guard already expired. Oh, the Remnant now. Oh god, he Remnanted back in. He had a Remnant like here, but suddenly he came back to the high ground. So that was a mistake. And Awake, they were the ones trying to gank, but Stampede got them to safety. Nice swap as well by Dimension Spirit. And not only did he just swap, he also got a magic missile in return. Oh, what a nice bot name that was. What a nice bot name. But looks like Rin on the Elder Titan going for the Hand of Midas as well. Also wants to be relevant in the later stages of the game, and they know that this game will go to those later stages. I mean, Naga Siren has the Radiant 17 minutes in with Ring of Aquila, Boots and Bottle. None too shabby, and that's gonna be a huge detriment to Awake. I mean, how do they deal with this? Yes, Naga Siren has a Radiant stun now, actually delivered to him as well, not just purchased up. And now, how will Awake react? They need to start applying pressure. I mean, they can take this to the real late stages as well if they want to, but it's just gonna be extremely nerve-wracking for both sides probably. Insidious is just trying to split push with the Naga Siren illusions, whereas Awake, they're trying to prevent that from happening. So it's going to be extremely annoying. But Solotic will have the Mask of Madness soon enough, so that's gonna be beneficial. Just gonna help them out for sure. Just extra attack speed means more time locks. Although he has gone into 3 points into backtrack, so couldn't go for the most aggressive route of just maxing out time locks, just because he has gotten picked off a couple of times, although he hasn't tied for quite a long time at the moment. But yeah, it's just the Blink Hoofstomp double H combination is so strong, so if you can backtrack one of those abilities, or any of the abilities that Insidious might throw at him, it's going to be just a matter of life and death. But now, they are smoked up, they're looking for something, while in the meantime, Rin farming up the ancients. Oh, there's the Sleight of Fist searing chains onto Shagasaurus. He has the haste rune as well. Tinker coming in with the Boots of Trials. Blinks to the high ground. Chronosphere will only catch Shagasaurus. The Stampede gets them far enough. There's the Mystic Flare as Yomo swaps himself back in. Earthsplitter connects on two. Yomo still alive. Finally gonna lose his life with heat-seeking missiles. But they only get the one kill, and that's a support. And Naga Siren, oh god, the illusion. They kill off the illusion in the end, but King A, he was in serious threat of dying to an illusion right there. And that's just why it sucks to be a support here against the Naga Siren. So Naga Siren already... Oh god, he already has Boots of Travels as well. It's not even 20 minutes in. This is just bonkers. This is bonkers. Now mid lane, Searing Chains onto Shagasaurus and make the escape. Want to make sure the Black Hole doesn't catch him, but the tower is in deny range. So if Insidious choose to do so, they can just deny the tower. At the moment, not even thinking about it though, for maybe baiting reasons. Maybe they do indeed just plan to bait it out completely. Now though, it's hard to push for it if you're in Insidious just because heat-seeking missiles, as well as of course the March of the Machines prevent that almost completely. But looking at Shagasaurus, he has double Ring of Regen now. So looks like he's gonna build a pipe for their team, and definitely an item that they kind of need, especially if they want to press high ground themselves. Although I really don't see them grouping up as 5 and going high ground anytime soon. They can still just go as 4 with Naga pushing out another lane, just split push things. That's a little bit farther in the future, but then again, so is the completion of the pipe. So they kind of have that luxury to work with, to just wait things out. And look, are we gonna get some more kills? Chet might be in some trouble, wanted to go for Toy, but they have vision of him. Can they get there close enough? Toy, he comes in as well, worth for the vision, never mind. Song of the Siren used, it's a 2-minute cooldown, so not too bad. They still want to keep on going though. On the back lines, oh god, there's a smoke. Solotic, he cannot get caught. They're going for the courier snipe, never mind. Not gonna follow up on that either, really. Not fully, at least. Naga Siren cannot do too much, maybe run in. Just use Riptide once, but even that's a little bit risky still. From the backlines, Insidious, they want to keep on coming. Shagasaurus, he has the Black Hole, unfortunately. No Blink Dagger though, but do they have the Stampede? Oh yes, they do. They have the Stampede, but tier 1 just goes down to the double damage of the Ember Spirit, so... That was... Maybe the double damage was the reason why Insidious didn't go in, but now Rin might be in trouble. There's the Silent Ancient Sealer, he gets forced up to the high ground. He is fine. What a 4-staff, man. What a 4-staff. In the meantime, Ember Spirit has picked up the broadsword and more or less has his Battle Fury finished. So 22.5 minutes in or so is when he will have it on his person. So not a horrible timing. I mean, it's not the greatest one, but it's decent enough nonetheless. So now, Toy keeps on farming. What does he have in his inventory? It is Boots of Travel, Blink, as well as now an Ultimate Orb. So maybe going for a straight of Hex. There's a small chance that it's a Linkens as well, but it's almost always Hex in that case if you're playing a Tinker. I think Hex would be better as well. And he does pick up that Voice Stone, so it's almost certainly going to be Hex. Although never mind, as I say that, it can still be a Linkens as well theoretically, but I think he's waiting for the next 2.7k gold, and we'll finish up that item after that. At least that kind of seems to make sense to me. Looking at the graphs again though, we're 23 minutes in now. It is a 1k net worth lead for Awake actually. XP 4k as well. So they are still ahead. But this Naga Siren keeps on getting bigger, keeps on getting those items. Gonna have Yasha soon enough as well. So they need to be able to either slow him down somewhat or accelerate your own farm. You have the Battle Fury of course on Ember Spirit, so that's gonna help to just get them that accelerated farm. Of course Tinker as well, just TPing from lane to lane. But now look at this bottom lane. Blink hoofed up onto TNT, doesn't even have his Flame Guard, Magic Missile to follow. And that is the kill. Yomo picks it up once again for himself. 3, 3 and 5 on the Vengeful Spirit. Really well played. He's been a part of 8 of the 9 kills that their team has. That's commendable. Now though, the game really is kind of passive. In Insidious though, at least they're trying to create the space for the Naga, so they're playing their just drafted strategy as kind of intended. So at least that's a good sign. Insidious definitely could use a win under their belt as well. Because looking at the scores at the moment for them, they are 2 and 2. Whereas Awake, they are also 2 and 2. So whoever wins this will take a slight lead in the group stages ahead of the other one. Bottom lane though, Shagasaurus still hanging about. They didn't have vision of him, but they have now. There's the concussive shot, Ancient Shield as well. Mystic Flare gonna do the damage with the multicast of the Fire Blast coming out. But now they might get jumped upon themselves. Could be a Freeman Hoofstomp, Astro Spirit first. Maybe a little bit too late. Double Hoofstomp on Solotic. He doesn't get caught. Chronosphere will catch only one Rin just on the edge, but he's gonna run back in. Earth Splitter will help out in cleaning up the Scarf Mage. The stun onto Ogre will just make sure the second kill happens as well. Rin picking that one up. And that's his Hand of Midas plus a 4-step already finished. So getting some value out of the Midas, although it's slow and he's gonna lose his life. Toy, beautiful stuff. Blinks forward, gets the last right click in as well. So they get some revenge. In the end it's a 2 for 2, so I think Awake come out ahead there just because first of all, they only lost the support. Second of all, Tinker got farm. Tinker needs farm. And he is up to 1.9k gold, almost 2,000. So that just means that, oh, never mind, Solity can't do anything to a hasted shed. But yeah, that just means that they're gonna have a potential to perma-hex. He's not gonna have the greatest mana pool immediately once he picks that up. But somewhere along the line, when you get a couple more items, just hex, use like laser, heat-seeking missiles, maybe March the Machines. Hex again, rearm, just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I guess rearm might be a little bit too slow. Not rearm, but March the Machines might be a little bit too slow in between there. Now Solotic though, he's going for a BKB, has the Overclub, another 1.3k in the bank as well. Unless it's an Aghanim Scepter, which it very well could be. I actually wouldn't mind an Aghanim Scepter at all. Get the lower cooldown, the 70-second cooldown. Or, oh, it's still 60 seconds, never mind. Still a 60-second cooldown. I don't know why I thought about 70. But yeah, a 60-second cooldown on it. And that's the exact same cooldown of the Song of the Siren, so it might even then not be enough, but at least you would be able to follow up with Tinker like every single Chronosphere. Tinker doesn't need doesn't need to wait for any cooldowns or anything. So yeah, they could do that. Now, do we have any other huge items coming out for Awake? Battle Fury has been done for some time already on the Ember Spirit. Now has himself 1.8k as well. Toy will have that Hex finished now. The courier just needs to deliver the Mystic Staff to him. As for the Insidious idol, 4 staff. Blink on Ysera, going for that BKB next on his own as well. Shagasaurus. Oh god, he has a pipe finished. Does he? Never mind. He needs a Ring of Health, so they need some space on the courier. Then just send the courier to the side shop, pick up Ring of Health, and that's gonna be pipe finished, I think. He cannot take all the items at the moment. Oh god, no! Tinker, he TP'd in but blinked into the trees immediately. So he's not gonna be found out. That's his Hex as well. As Pipe is finished on Shagasaurus, so Hex versus Pipe, who will have the upper hand? If they can, they have to burst down the Enigma because he has a lot of survivability for the entire team on him. He has the mech as well as the Pipe both. So if they get to activate those 2 abilities or those 2 items on the entire team, it's just going to be so hard for Awake to burst through that. Even with all the magic damage they just have. Oh, but there's the blink in just after Tinker blinked out himself. So Tinker, he's going to be safe. Stampede was used to just close the distance. He popped the pipe as well for the Master Machines to not damage them. But Shed in the meantime, oh no, he got Hex. That's the first Hex. Toys, does he have enough TNT? Gonna come in as well. The Song of the Siren is there though. Toy could not follow up immediately just because he cannot or could not blink thanks to the illusions. So he TP's out. He's gonna be safe. 4 heroes from Awake even came in. Oh, never mind, make it 5 heroes. Yet still unable to get the kill. And now Naga Siren has himself that Manta style. Picks up another ultimate orb as well. Can it be a Lincoln's in this game even? I guess it's Eye of Skadi, or I highly doubt it's Hex. I don't know, I guess Lincoln's wouldn't be like super horrible or anything. Now though, Xion might be in some trouble. If they just get the Malphite, anything at all. Ysera, he was ready for a second but chose not to jump in. But there's the Hex again from Toy. Nothing gonna come of it. Just gets 4 staffed away. Sleight of Fists. Never mind. Master Machines now though. Ysera has to be a little bit careful. Blink Dagger is disabled, just goes a few steps towards the Radiant base and he's gonna be fine now. So 14 to 11 is the kill score. I guess it's not like a massively minor amount, but this game feels pretty damn slow, as was to be expected when you see a freaking Tinker, sorry for the language, but a Tinker versus Naga Siren. Naga Siren just not a favorable hero. Looking at the graphs though, net worth about a 4.5k lead for Insidious idol. XP still in the favor of Awake by about 2.5. For how long? Only time will tell. Now Xen? I don't know. Guys, my eyes start to not work anymore. I don't know even how to say that. My eyes start getting fatigued from being 11 hours behind the PC watching Dota, casting it. That's, wow. I guess it's not the longest day of Dota. I've casted previous as well, but it's up there. Now Ysera came in with his Tano to Ogre. Couldn't get the follow-up though, or rather the other heroes wouldn't have gotten close enough without the Stampede being used. But Stampede wasn't cooldown at the time still, I do believe. But there's the Stampede as well. They want to go for the kill. They're gonna get the Tinker. Maybe they get the Vision with the minus armor, with the Wave of Terror, and Enigma picks up the kill for himself with a Malphite. So not much needed. Mech comes out as well. They know with the Tinker dead, this is gonna be at least a tier 2, if not more even. And there's a huge emphasis on if not more, just because they are feeling strong at the moment. Naga Siren hasn't even been a part of anything, but he went for the Lincoln Sphere. Now there's Yomo almost dropping down to the Mystic Flare. Instead, it's Jed to get the kill, and now he pops the Song of the Siren just to be on the safe side. Or does he even initiate with this maybe? No, he doesn't catch enough people off guard. So they do continue their attempt to go for the tier 2. And now with the Tinker as well as the Skyriff both being dead, they probably will not try to contest. Although Faceless Void has a BKB finished now. Definitely a good item pick up. Ember Spirit has that Crystallis plus another 2k gold. Probably gonna go for the Daedalus next, finish it up before going for anything else. But tier 2 goes down, Chet, gets the last hit for it. Another 1.7k on him. He is 7k ahead of the next highest net worth as well. 653 gold per minute compared to 442. Elder Titan picks up a Yule Scepter, can set up his own Echo Stomps now as well. Vengeful Spirit doesn't have anything, just Urn of Shadows, Boots, Magic Stick. Shagasaurus, Pipe Mech. Another 2k gold might go for like Blink, might go Boots of Travels instead. Both options probably would be rather fine. And what will he go for? I guess Blink is the item for him. Yes. So we will have a Blink Black Hole as well coming out from them. Song into Black Hole actually is already a pretty good setup from itself. Solotic uses the Mask of Madness to just farm up a little bit faster, and there it is. Oh, Naga Siren Illusions farming the enemy jungle. What a surprise, man. It's Naga Siren. How can you stop them? At least they haven't broken high ground or anything. And Awake, they have the Tinker to just counter push all of the illusions. So this game is really long from being over, I feel like. Insidious Idol, they do have somewhat of an advantage at the moment. I mean, net worth 9k almost XP though, it's just zeroed out. So all they have is just a couple extra items, but will those items be enough even? Maybe if they get Roshan, well they are going for Roshan as I think about it as well. They have been doing it for some time. They have the Minus Armor of course, coming up from the Wave of Terror. They do have the Vengeance Sword to boost up their own damage. Familiars try to tank things up, add additional damage, but they don't have any additional minus armor. There's no medallion on anybody, so it's a little bit slow. Hoofs don't even use from Ysera. They are taking a lot of damage with just all of them being there. Maybe Naga Siren would make a difference, maybe not even too sure. Another Wave of Terror comes out, and that's gonna be Roshan kill now. Aegis will be picked up by Ysera. Whoa. Okay, so they want the Centaur to just be completely in the front lines. Tank everything up, I guess. And if you're asking how many matches to sum up today, or how many matches left rather, I do believe that I'm going to be casting one more match after this, and that's my absolute limit. That will be the 8th game. There was supposed to be 7 games, or rather there were 7 rounds, but we just casted 2 games from 1 round because they were so delayed as it is. So it's going to be 1 game after this. And after that, I'm gonna be just done, finito, just rolling over, but I don't even have time to roll over, just more stuff needs to be doing before we cast tomorrow's playoffs as well. But guys, all for you, all for the benefit of the Southeast Asian scene. Just getting some recognition there. Oh, Stampedeus, they want to go for the Tinker, they get the Hoof Stomp as well, but the others are not able to follow up. Just because they had to run through the March of the Machines. So no Blink Daggers for Shagasaurus, unfortunately so. If they had gotten a Tinker here, it would have been huge. He would have had buyback. So I guess it maybe wouldn't have made like sidechain massive tint. But yeah, it would have had an impact for sure. Just because even if you have buyback, you just have to play a little bit more cautiously. You have to play safe, because if you die again, if a Tinker diebacks, that is when Insidious Idol will just come in and strike. Maybe even use their own buybacks. At the moment of Diffusal Blade picked up by Naga as well. Not going for the heart at all. I guess he's not overly concerned about his just tankability. 1.9k already is plenty. Although Ember Spirit does have his Daedalus finish, so pressing high ground if you're Insidious Idol is gonna be one of the hardest things to do. I mean, you're up against a Chronosphere, you're up against Sleight of Fist as well, and a Tinker. They need to get the jump on Tinker somehow. But Tinker going for a Shivas next isn't too far off even off that item, but bottom lane Insidious, they're pushing in. They still have the Aegis on Ysera, so maybe he could just tank the tower, although it doesn't have the Heart of the Rest yet, so the return wouldn't be that great of a just damaging ability against the buildings. Now though, they are slowly chipping down the tower anyway. Ched, of course, not even being present, sending illusions bottom lane, being mid lane with an illusion himself. Just keeps on creating them. Now Boots of Travels back to the mid tower, just to make sure that the mid tower doesn't take almost any damage at all. Now Toy's gonna come in as well, but he's gonna be just fine. Or is it Ched? If he stays really close by, maybe he would have been able to just Song of Siren, try to scout him out, although they need something like an Enigma being there with like Midnight Pulse or something. Now BKB done on Shagasaurus as well. Definitely a pretty solid item pickup for them. Now Eidolon's created, they want to go for the push, or at least somewhat of a push. Isera, not on full HP, but he can tank it up unless you just get multicasted and sleight of fisted like that. Searing change as well. Now the pipe comes out. This pipe is gonna accomplish absolutely nothing, so they will back off for now. They don't want to just stay at one place for too long, although they will have the Aegis only for another minute and a half, maybe a minute and 40 seconds or so. So maybe they would want to put it to use, but looking at the next set of items coming out, Rin has himself an ultimate orb, might be going for an Hex on the Elder Titan, might be going for a not Shiva's card, the Lincoln Sphere of their own. Chet does have Diffusal level 1 plus another 4.5k gold. He's 10k ahead of the Tinker already by now. Shagasaurus going for a BKB by the looks of it. For the side of Awake though, don't see any new shiny items at all. Xen probably going for that Aghanim Scepter, I guess. Ember Spirit has 2k gold. Shiva's card finished on Tinker as well. And they do smoke up now. It's rather obvious the Tinker is on the top lane if you're like Shiva's carding and using March the Machines, but it's rather obvious what Tinker is doing anyway, just pushing out side lanes every time. Or pushing out lanes all the time. But 5.2k on Jet, what's he even gonna go for? You can sell your Aquila, maybe go for like Heart of the Rask or Butterfly. I think those are probably the best options. You can always upgrade your Diffusal as well, but he gets done, chronoed up as well with the Mystic Flare. He's gonna go down, but that's only his Aegis. And we have this game post by Toy. Hang! Hang! Guys, we're hanging! So go has been given, but that was only that and Shagasaurus. Can he blink? Oh god, he blinks in just as the two TPs go out. Song of the Siren only caught 2 as well. Toy still in the trees. Do they know he's there? They clean up some trees with the Midnight Pulse. They don't know exactly where Toy is. They get the vision. Can they stop him with anything? Nope. Shagasaurus didn't go for the Black Hole immediately. Maybe wouldn't have been in range. Maybe would have. Would have been a huge pickup, but to miss the Wake, escaping with only 1 death there onto a support Ogre, that is probably best case scenario almost. As Ysera, working towards his own Heart of the Rask, I do believe, has 3.3k gold in the bank. In the meantime, full up, finished Heart of the Rask gonna be there for Chad. So gonna be tanking up himself as well as the illusions, of course. 3k HP, lots of health regeneration, definitely a thing you would want to have against March of the Machines. Or a Tinker in general. But in Cyril, they're trying to be sneaky, all of them hiding in the trees. Yomo, the only one without the Blink Dagger, although even he might get the Blink Dagger soon enough, has 2.1k in the bank at this point. Has left the gem in the stash though. So, oh, the Stampede. It was an illusion of something. So that was bait. On the minimap, I was like, yeah, there's no hero there, what are they doing? But it was an illusion, so nicely baited. Stampede, of course, not that big of a cooldown. In the fights, or all in all, not that like long of a cooldown. But Toy, with the heat-seeking missiles, with the Master Machines, for how long can he keep Insidious idle at bay? Of course, Nagasan already pushing in the other lane at the same time. They might just get some more info if they go for 2 lanes at the same time, or at least have more time on one set to just do damage. But Song of the Siren comes out. Jed, he's just waiting the time of Awake. Now, he goes back to base, regions up. Tinker in the meantime. Almost up to another 2k gold. So that's looking pretty promising. Lots of gold on him. Is he going for a Dagon next, or what's even the item for him? He can still go for Bloodstone if he wants to. But I feel like they need more damage output from somewhere. Although the second crystals and TNT definitely gonna be helpful there. Especially if they get a nice chrono as well, where people are like next to each other, so not only get the Ember Spirit crit, he can also cleave there. But that's going to be Hex picked up on the Elder Titan now. Heart of the Rask, soon to be finished on Ysera as well. So not looking shabby at all. Oh god. God, my voice is giving out. Top lane, oh, the Stampede comes out onto Toy. He's going to get stunned, hexed up by Rin as well, and that's going to be the death of the Tinker. In the meantime, bottom lane, Chet is going to go in. He has buyback, and my god. Just as I wanted to drink, they go for action. Now they pop the Song of the Siren as well. Chet TPs to the top lane. BKB is forced by Solotic, but can he do anything with his BKB? Doesn't feel like it. So that's just a BKB charge, wasted kind of on Faceless Void top lane. In the meantime, Chet pushing that one out. How much can he get before he gets stopped? Zolotic comes in. Or TNT rather. Okay, now I can take my water. Oh god. Long day indeed. So 14 to 15 is the kill score. Naga Siren 29,000 net worth. He is 6 slotted. Like literally 6 slotted. He can upgrade the diffusal still, but next will be Refresher Orb, Necrobook on Courier. But Isera almost has his own Heart of Thrash as well. They pop the pipe. Nice jump in Hoofstomp. Will catch King A. He's down without the buyback. Tinker. He's gonna respawn soon enough, but they're already taking some damage to double Rax. Chet though in some trouble against TNT maybe. TNT, is he gonna keep on giving chase? Chet. Health regeneration kicks in. Sleight of Fist does remove it once again, but bottom lane, they are losing their melee Rax. Tinker just not fast enough with coming in. And that's gonna be Rax down even if they sacrifice their lives. Hex onto Isera doesn't mean much at all to them. Toido wants to keep on going another Hex. Shiva's card not gonna catch anybody at all. Of course, there was a Hex as well. There's the Chronosphere coming out. Catches 2 at least. Chegosaurus do not run into there. He still has the Black Hole though. Gonna jump in. Black Hole will catch only one Zolotic just out of it, but got Magic Missile anyway. They're gonna kill the Tinker. Immediate buyback, but Zolotic, he's gonna lose his life. The Malphite keeps him in place. Toy gonna cancel his TP smartly, so would have been into too many enemy heroes. Echo Stomp will not land on Xen thanks to that Force Staff. But they got the melee Rex. They got some kills, although Ched lost his life as well on the Naga. So they Tinker and Tinker both back, and they want to go in. Hoofstomp is there. Pipe activated. Mystic Flare is just not gonna be enough. Toy. That's a dieback from the Tinker. If Naga buys back now and Boots of Travels in, never mind. Boots of Travels still on cooldown for another 17 seconds. But they get the Ogre as well. So they get some necessary kills. They're probably gonna get the range tracks from this. BKB finished on Chagasaurus. Nice Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. But that's about it. There is a second Daedalus finished on Ember Spirit as well. We might be looking at a situation though that where he absolutely needs to go for Rapier though. Not yet, of course. They still have 2 racks standing, but if they lose like more racks, that might be their way or the ticket just out of this game. But looking at the graphs, almost a 25k net worth lead now. XP 12,000 as well. So Insidious Idol, although XP used to be more or less zeroed out for the majority of this game, now Insidious Idol finally get just a substantial enough lead, and suddenly Yomo, he's up to 3.6k gold as well on the Vengeful. He can go for like Blink, Boots of Travels, whatever he wants. Chagasaurus has 2.1k after the BKB as well. Centaur picks up his Heart of Thrash, yet has another 1.6 in the bank. So looking at the buyback status, literally every single hero, every single one on the Dire side has buyback, whereas only the Faceless Void and Ember have it on the Radiant one. Of course, they are pretty important heroes in their defense and just all in all in the plan to win this game. But it's going to be hard, especially now that the Enigma not only did they pick up a BKB, it's also Boots of Travels. My god, the team is going to be so mobile. They're going to go into Roshan. Isera by himself just didn't have quite enough. But now, with the help of the other heroes, especially Vengeful Spirit coming in, Wave of Terror for the minus armor, Vengeance Aura as well, this is gonna be Roshan down. And if you can't understand what I'm saying, at times I'm dozing off because it's been a long day. Or I'm trying to, I guess I'll try to articulate words more or something. So hopefully it's gonna be better from the future. Got to get my act together. Subscribe to get subtitles. Oh man, the kappas. But Stampede is used for... Oh never mind, they were on top of a hero. It was just a Skyref. I literally could not spot out a hero between the tire hero markers on the minimap. My eyes are deceiving me. Toy, he goes in with a Hex onto Chagasaurus. Nothing will follow. Sleight of Fist. Oh god, brings him down to half HP. One slide. Nice Echo Stomp will land onto, and in the meantime, look at the top lane chat. He's just going for Rax. Range Rax will go down. Zolotic though gonna come in. Gets the Chrono, waiting for it. There's the Chrono only onto 1. It's just not good enough, I think. Toy, he's gonna lose his life anyway. They need so little more. That's dead, Tinker. No buyback on him. Sleight of Fist does quite a lot, but GG is already called. They're losing the second set of Rax. Nice Hoofstomp by Isera onto 2. Black Hole to follow. Another 2 dead heroes. And in Insidious Idol, they take this best of 1 victory. Wasn't quite as long as we expected, but a win nonetheless. Naga Siren, just such a strong hero. Even the Tinker was not enough. Of course, Tinker getting picked off a couple of times maybe here and there. A little bit unfortunate. didn't get the biggest of Kronos as well. It wasn't really the Faceless Void's fault all that much. More so that Insidious idle, just excellent spread coming up from them. But guys, this was it for the the sixth round of the group stage. We only have one round more. I'm not too sure what game I'm gonna cast yet. Initially I was planning to go for, let me check, G7 versus Awake. But now I might be going for like Arcanis versus Team Malaysia or something like that instead. It really depends on what starts first at a normal time. So guys, more Dota is about to come. HeflaTV 1 is also still going with Arcanis versus Click and Search. Not for too long maybe, because they're double racks ahead at least, but there is Dota on HeflaTV 1 as well for the last game. So guys, one more game to come. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.